You won't always find a fixed ladder or stairway right where you need it. That's why there are lots of portable ladders on most construction sites. You can carry them to the job and climb right up to get it done. But this versatility comes at a price. You have to inspect portable ladders and set them up correctly every time you use them, or you could be in for a nasty fall. First, make sure the ladder is in good condition. Examine it carefully for defects. Look for any sharp edges or splinters. Make sure there are no broken, loose, or missing steps, rungs, cleats, or other components. Check that the feet are in good shape so the ladder won't slip. Be sure to clean off any grease, oil, or other substance that may have accumulated on the rungs or rails. Any ladder that fails your inspection should be taken out of service and tagged "Dangerous, do not use." When you're setting up a ladder, make sure both ends are firmly positioned. The feet should be level. If the ground is uneven, use boards or ladder jacks to even it out. Remember that nearby power lines or energized equipment can be very dangerous. If you must work near them, be sure to use a ladder made of fiberglass or wood to reduce the risk of electric shock. Never use a metal ladder around electricity. Surrounding traffic can also be an issue. A ladder that's set up in a busy area is in danger of being run into and possibly knocked over by people or equipment that are passing by. To guard against this, put up warning cones, caution tape, or other barriers to keep traffic clear. Never set up a ladder in front of a door that opens outward, unless that door is locked, blocked, or guarded. The most stable angle for a ladder is 75.5 degrees, but such precise measurements aren't always practical on site. However, you can get into the right ballpark by using the 4:1 ratio. For every 4 feet of vertical height, place the bottom of the ladder 1 foot out from whatever it's leaning against. If you're setting up your ladder to climb to a roof, make sure the top of the ladder extends at least 3 feet above the roof's edge. This gives you something to hold on to so you don't lose your balance as you get off. And never use a ladder in a way that it wasn't intended for, such as a makeshift scaffold or work platform. A scaffold is a temporary raised platform that's designed to support you and the tools and materials you need when you're doing a job off the ground. And you need to be very careful when you're working on them. Although there are many types of scaffolds, they fall into 2 main categories: supported scaffolds, which have the work platform supported from underneath, and suspended scaffolds, which are suspended from above. Working up high is risky business, and that's why regardless of the type of scaffold you're on, you must use fall protection. One type of fall protection that we've already talked about, guarding, is also used on scaffold work platforms. Scaffolds more than 10 feet off the ground are required to have their open sides protected by railings with mid-rails and toe boards. If people work or pass underneath a scaffold, wire mesh must be installed between the toe board and guardrail as well to provide added protection from falling objects. Another form of fall protection that is used on scaffolds is personal. Like the ladder safety device we discussed earlier, it's equipment that you wear. On a scaffold, they usually consist of a full body harness that is connected to a lanyard. In some situations, the lanyard can be anchored to a structural member of the scaffold. In other situations, the harness can be connected to a lifeline or deceleration device. If a deceleration device is used, it should be secured directly to an anchor point or to a vertical lifeline that is connected to the anchor point. To safely support the weight of a falling worker, OSHA requires deceleration devices and vertical lifelines to be anchored to a substantial part of the structure that is being worked on, such as a girder or I-beam. In all cases, they must be able to support a minimum dead weight of 5,000 pounds. If you do wear personal fall protection on a scaffold, make sure you know how to inspect it, put it on, and work safely with it. See your supervisor if you have questions. Sometimes scaffold safety means not working on the platform at all, such as in stormy weather. Rain increases your chances of slipping or falling, and a strong wind can easily knock you off balance, especially when you're carrying materials. If there's ice or snow at a work platform, stay off until it has been cleared away and the planking sprinkled with sand or another material that will provide better footing. Don't remain on the platform of a scaffold that is going to be moved or altered in any way. You should stay off a scaffold when it's being loaded or unloaded as well. Remember to replace any guardrails that have been removed during the process. Never climb the frame or braces to get to the platform of a supported scaffold. These shortcuts can be dangerous. Use the ladder or internal stairs. As we've seen, staying safe on walking and working surfaces can be a real challenge. Let's review. The very nature of construction work requires you to pay extra attention to the surfaces that you walk and work on. Many slips, trips, and falls can be prevented simply by good housekeeping. Hazards such as holes in the floor, open-sided platforms, and walkways can be guarded effectively with standard railings and toe boards. Inspect ladders every time you use them. Be sure you know how to set them up properly and use them safely. Know how to use personal fall protection equipment if you need it when you're working up high. Never work on a scaffold during stormy or windy weather, or remain on it if it's being moved or altered in any way. Whatever you're doing on a construction site, you need to pay attention to the floor beneath your feet, because working more safely and avoiding slips, trips, and falls begins when you stop taking walking and working surfaces for granted.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your f***ing cloud, it be raining now. I keep making sound, go another round, I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you